Travel with Dave. In the Philippines, the more I interact with people, the more weird things happen. These people are a lot more strange than anywhere else I lived. I lived in South America, in Colombia, for 9 years, and I never experienced it there. I lived in the United States, for 38 years, never experienced it there. In Peru for a year, in Europe, I don't know, 6 to 8 months. But over here, people have chips on their shoulder. They're vengeful. And I'm going to give you an example. I just went to buy something to eat. I went to go buy dinner. And I walked there and I walked home. And I stopped for the traffic. I had to cross the street. It's a 2-lane road. One lane going one way, another lane going the other way. This truck, SUV type vehicle pulls up, puts the signal light, starts driving at 1 mile per hour right in front of me, so it's blocking me. I have to wait for it to pass. And then it stops in front of me where the driver's side window is because they wanted to roll the window down and yell at me. I wish I could draw a map, but you have to picture it. I was at the entrance to the parking lot. The parking lot entrance is wide enough for two vehicles at the same time, one to leave and one to enter. I was standing in the ditch, okay? The ditch is not where the tires for the vehicle go. The guy pulls up and I'm like, I know what he's doing. He's being an idiot. He's got all this room for two cars. There's nobody going in or coming out of the parking lot, and there's really not that much traffic. It was kind of light traffic. And he stopped with the passenger window because they wanted to insult me. And he was purposely driving to be close to me. And I was saying, okay, this guy doesn't know how to drive. When you're driving, let's say there's a pole. I'm going to use this as an example. You don't pull up where the front tire is and start turning. You would never do that because you would damage your vehicle. So I'm standing there, but that's what he was doing. You start turning. If you wait until the back tire gets there and you turn right in, it's no big deal. You don't have to wait till the back tire. You could do it halfway of your vehicle. But he started turning in, and I'm looking at it, and like, this guy is going to drive. Not only would he drive, I saw he was going to hit me, so I started moving, but his tire is going to go in the ditch. The ditch is only like that deep. It's not that deep, but it's a concrete road. And there's a ditch, and at the it's a paved parking lot, but the entrance, because there was a ditch, they filled it with rubble. His tire is going to go into the ditch, but because he has an SUV, it's really not going to matter. But that's the attitude that these people have. And I'm going to use another example. If you're walking in a hallway and you're just going to stop and wait, you're going to lean against the wall or lean against a railing so people could pass by. That's not what Filipinos do. They stand and they just block the hallway because they want you to bump into them, because they cannot say hello to a person. So the way they communicate is physical. They want you to bump into them, or they'll bump into you. When I was in Hong Kong, people bumped into me all the time. I'd be like, there's literally nobody on the road. Why did you bump into me? They'd bump into me from behind. And it was always women that were doing it because they want to get attention. They want me to say something to them. And when I would go buy groceries, I'm waiting my turn at the butcher, the women would come and bump into me and ask for something. I was like, it's my turn. They're waiting until the guy finishes the order before me, and then they jump in and bump me and yell for something. And it's like, it's my turn. That's the way they are. They do it because they are bossy people. If they tell you to do something, you can't argue with them. They expect you to do it. So if they say something like, go stand over there, and you say, that's dangerous. No, why are you disobeying me? Because I'll get hit by a car. Why are you disobeying me? They value my life. Why are you disobeying me? They're very, very tough on that. Very irrational the way they think. The other example I use is, I was on the same road not far from there riding my motorcycle. There was a car parked. There were actually two, one in front of the other. I wanted to park in front of those two cars. So the car in front of me had to stop because he had to wait for a gap in the traffic to go around the two parked cars. The woman on the motorcycle, she went like this and got behind the parked car, the car that was waiting to go around, but she got it like on its license plate in the middle. And I was like, I went around and there was a gap in front of him, and I went around the parked cars, and I parked my motorcycle. And after the car left, the girl on the motorcycle got angry and she honked her horn at me. I didn't go near her, but because I was willing to go around the car and she wasn't, she had the feeling that she had to honk at me like I did something wrong. And then I saw her, actually, she made a right turn and drove off. But I see it all the time. There'll be nobody on the road. One person starts crossing the road. There's nobody. Could be a big 4-lane road. And then a motorcycle will come, or a car. They expect the person to fly or something. And it's like the person was in the road first. You slow down or you go around the person. But what they do is after they pass the person, they honk. They don't use the horn to warn someone of danger. They use it as an FU. After they pass, they honk the horn like, how dare you walk across the street when nobody was in the road. There was another time when I was riding my motorcycle. There were some people crossing from one way and a car coming from the other way. The car was waiting to get on the road. But what they do is they don't wait until there's a gap and then they go. They come out as far as they can go and block all the traffic. They want all the traffic to wait for them. So this guy suddenly came out in front of me, and these people at the same time are walking across the road, and I had to slam on the brakes because normally if a car jumps out in front of you, obviously you go around it, but there were people there, so I couldn't do that. I had to slam on the brakes. The guy doesn't think if I jump, and I was the one who had the right of way. He's on the side road waiting to make a left turn. He doesn't think if I go in the road, this guy is going to have to make a dangerous stop. Whenever this happens, I look behind me and I'm like, there's nobody behind me. You could have waited an extra 3 seconds for me to pass and then turned. And I don't think there was anybody coming from the other direction either. But that's the way they are. I'll use it as another example. You got a road, it could be 2 lanes or 4 lanes, and you're riding, and let's say there's nobody on the road but you. If the guy's coming from the side road, they won't just turn and go. They'll come and stop. And then they expect you to stop your vehicle, and then they'll keep on going. It's like, why are you doing that? Just keep on going. But that's the way they are. There's a T-junction. People, the people that are going through have the right of way. I have the right of way. I want to turn at the T left. The guy coming on the T wants to turn left onto the main road. They don't, like, I would be going like this. This is what they do. And then they keep pushing you so that you can't make your turn. And they don't think, oh, I should stop so that this guy could turn. And then you have to stop your vehicle in front of them, and they have to stop, and you're both stopped in the middle of the road in order to make the safe turn because they push you. There's 2 lanes to get in, and they'll when you're making your turn like this, they'll keep on going like this so that you can't make your turn where, like, I'd be able to make the turn, but he keeps encroaching, and they do it going pretty fast. This is an example of one of the dumbest things I ever saw in my life. There was a car in front of me. He wants to get on the main road. There was a trike coming, which is a motorcycle with a sidecar, from the main road turning left. Because he was coming, we had to wait. I'm on my motorcycle. Then there's another car coming, which is one of those little vans. You know what happened? The 3 of them, the car had to stop, the trike is coming, and then the van came in, and all 3 of them were like this, blocking each other. So none of them could move. And I was like, I can't believe how dumb these people are. And then I just rode around them and I left. But that's how dumb they are. The guy with the trike wasn't making a proper turn. The guy who was waiting to get on the road, he wasn't really in the lane of traffic. The guy making the trike, he doesn't want to go around the car, which is what he should do. And I'm on the right side because I know it's better to go behind the trike than in front of it. And the other guy coming, because they're dicks, that's the proper word to describe these people. Instead of him allowing the trike to go like this, he closed that space so that it was like a triangle with his vehicle like this. It was like this was one, this was the other one, and this was the other one. And the three of them were in the road like this. And I'm like, I cannot believe how stupid these people are. And I know they're doing it on purpose because they have attitudes. They want to get into fights with people and they look for any opportunity to get angry and blame somebody else for some problem that they have. They're very irrational. They have, like, if you ask them, you say, what's 12 plus 13? They'll get the calculator out. I've never seen a Filipino do it without a calculator. They cannot do double digit addition. So that's my experience in the Philippines. It's like living in a world with crazy people. If you're just walking around and you're a tourist and you're here for a week or two, you're not going to notice it. But as the weeks go by, you start noticing these strange behaviors amongst the people. And I lived in New York City. I saw strange things in New York City also. You see it there too. But these people, they got something seriously wrong with them. I lived in Colombia for 9 years. I saw some weird stuff, but I didn't think the general population is insane. I never thought that. I had nice conversations with people. And in Peru, they were a little bit more quiet. You get a lot of beggars, is basically it, people begging for money. But I never saw the weird stuff. And I've been through Europe, never saw the weird stuff in Europe. Well, I guess maybe in Venice. People in Venice have attitudes. They do not like tourists. And this old woman, she was so angry. I'm walking with crutches, and she's looking like she's the Thing from Fantastic Four, and she's gonna beat the crap out of me. You know what I mean? Because she hates tourists. She saw me with my luggage, walking with the crutches, and she just put on a face of anger. I was going through an alley, no windows, nothing like that, but she pushed me is what she did. They're insane people in Venice. It's the same in the Philippines. It's just too many crazy people. If you don't notice, maybe you're crazy. Okay, so that's it for this video. I think I went over my limit and it won't get posted anyway. Okay, that's it for this video.